Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 49 of our FTB OceanBlock Let's Play series, where today we are working on getting HDPE sheets and pellets set up so we can get our solar neutron activator and start processing our nuclear waste. So let's get started. All right, so today we're going to check out a couple things. First off, it was mentioned in the comments by our friend Billy Jones that it is possible that the return pipe here that we have is limiting our ability to transfer water back into our fission reactor here. Because these pipes, if we look at the tooltip for them, do I have any on me? No, but if we look at the tooltip here, they can transfer 64 millibuckets per tick, right? If we look at our turbine, it can output 384,000 millibuckets per tick, which is, or 384 buckets, essentially, which is this, this is 64 buckets. So it's possible that we are limiting ourselves by only having one input here. So I'm going to go ahead and try and request a couple more inputs on our, for our, what's that called? The fission reactor. And maybe we can get better water flow. So let's just swap out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I need? 5. Let's get 5 of these. So I already have 1. So let's just craft some more. Come on. And we're just going to go ahead and, break these. And again, remember, it doesn't make a difference if you break them. They will, it retains its inventory. So it's not that big of a deal. But let's just go ahead and try and see. Maybe we can get, and we'll do 1-to-1 here. We won't do this setup here that I have going on. We'll disconnect these middle sections and directly hook up to each of these saturating condensers or these vents and see if that solves the problem, maybe. And then same thing here. Lots of disconnecting to do, though. And then here, oh my goodness, this is a mess. Also need to pull. Okay, you're good. And the last set here, which is exactly how many mechanical pipes I had, by the way. Good to know. And then here and here. So that should be pulling more water back into the reactor to a factor of, these are each 64 buckets. So that should be enough. This should be, what is that? 256 plus, this should be 312, right? Maybe. I can't math correctly. So let's go ahead and turn this guy on, and he is going, and we have water flowing. Now remember, this is its max, but it looks like its flow rate is 399,000 millibuckets per tick at the moment of steam to, I guess, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Can we bump this up now? 21. What I want to see is this buffer drain, and it looks like, so we're not maintaining water here for sure. This is draining, but once all of this drains from all of these pipes, because we had like, something like 10,000 buckets available inside of these pipes. Once that drains, it'll tell us, are we maintaining because of this now, or are we losing water? And these are all set to inputs, right? Yes. Yeah, you're on an input. So I want to see, do we lose water whenever this drains? And we're getting there. It's getting close to draining completely. It's just not the fastest thing in the world. Based on how fast this is draining, though, I'm going to say no, because that means that there's room in this for water to flow back into it. So, yeah. Come on. We're also going to be working on getting our nuclear waste taken care of today. Okay, so this is empty. Okay, we're maintaining. These pipes are empty, even though they're rendering something in there. It looks like, yeah, look. So these couple are running. There's water flowing through. Well, at least it's rendering water flowing through. Ooh, but now it's not. Yep, and now we're draining. So it has drained all of the water from here, and only this pipe is actively adding water back into the system, which is causing a meltdown, essentially. So yeah, I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm gonna be honest. Tips, tricks. I may need to go look at a couple other playthroughs and see if we can't figure this out, because if we ever decide to scale this up into larger reactors, we're gonna have this problem, and I don't want to have to set up this ridiculousness every single time that I want to do this. Maybe more inputs on these. I don't know, but for now it's fine. We're gonna go ahead and scram it because I don't want to keep filling up. This pipe is starting to get, well, it's only got 46 buckets in there, or 463 buckets. No, 46 buckets, something like that. Whatever, I don't care. It's got waste in there. It's fine. Anyway, so we need to work on getting the waste processed. But as we discussed last episode, I want to try and figure out, is there a way for us to not, or to be able to do this wirelessly? Like, can I transport all of this stuff cross-dimensionally? Now, can the tesseracts, it says can be used between multiple tesseracts, so that doesn't necessarily say it can't be done cross-dimensionally. We'll find out. Do I still have my Tinker stuff set up anywhere? I don't. So we're going to have to set up our Tinker stuff, because in order to make the tesseracts, you need molten ender. And the only way to get molten ender is by melting ender pearls or a dragon head. But ender pearls is what we're going to do. We will melt those down and get this going. And it is just lava, right? Yes. Okay. So let's get our Tinker melter set back up. So that was the melter. We can use the seared heater, and that's fine. And let's get the tank. What are these called? Singularity tanks. I'm pretty sure we can just pour right into these, right? So if I set this up as such, seared melter, heater here, melter. Oh, we need a drain thing. Yeah, faucet. You can go here, right into the tank, get some coal. Gotta go reload our refined storage system real quick. I'm like, there's no way we only have 12 coal. But if we pop over here and we just do this, and you know what? I'm gonna set my spawn point to here, so it's even faster next time. I just have to go right over to that spot. Okay. Coal, there we go. Pop that bad stuff into there and get some ender pearls. Ender pearls. Probably get a hopper to make this easier. Because I don't know how many of these we're going to need, but we're going to need a bucket of this stuff ultimately to make these tesseracts. So go ahead and pour right into there. And how much does that give us? 3 of them gives us 750. So it's 250 per. So we're going to be here for a little bit to get a couple buckets. We at least need 2 to test this. 2 buckets of it, which we have. Good. Let's see how many 16 ender pearls gives us, though. In theory, that should give us what? 4 buckets worth? Is that right? I think so. We should get 4 total buckets of slime or molten ender. Yeah, that time I mathed correctly. Okay, so then we can go ahead and just stick this here so it's accessible by this. What is this? Oh yeah, we got our colorful chests because it is Christmas Eve today that I am recording on. So we've got Christmassy themed stuff going on. Ow, excuse me. Cool. So we need a redstone cell frame and a fluid cell frame. Really? You don't know how to make electrum gears? And what about you? What kind of gear do you take? Bronze? That we can do. And then this one should be good to go. And I really realized I should have made 2 of all these because we're going to need 2 of them. We're out of bronze. I don't know how to make bronze. Well, let's solve that. Bronze ingots is in the induction smelter right of tin and copper. And shabam. There's that. And there's a second one. And then the fluid cell frame, another bronze gear, and bada bing, bada boom. We have 2 of these, and we have the 2 buckets of molten ender down here. Well, we have 4 total, technically. So we can go ahead and cancel this. And do I need to put these in here? I shouldn't. Why do you show the recipe for the tesseract? High temperature, that's why. Let's move this on over. I thought it was no temperature, but it's high temperature. And set up 2 of these real quick. Go. And let's see how these things work. So that should be 1, and the other one's processing, and 2. Is there a wrench or anything from this? Everything adds a wrench, so maybe? No. Okay. All right, so tesseract. How do you work? Ooh. That looks really trippy, to be honest with you. Wow. Look at that. Okay. So tesseract items, energy, or fluids. But this is a gas. So is this going to work? Let's see. Information coming soon. Okay, well that didn't help me at all. Now did it? Items, energy, fluids. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to find out. It doesn't say gases. We'll see if maybe it'll consider mechanism stuff as a gas. But if I set this up here, yeah, look, those don't connect. Well, that is a negatory. Nuclear waste. Create. Yeah, look, nothing. Nothing. Activate. Ooh, that's depressing. Energy in items. Well, okay. We tried. Though these tesseracts might be cool for later things. Oh, and also doesn't maintain NBT data when you break them, which is interesting. Okay, so what that means is we can't cheese our way around the nuclear waste. I was hopeful. I was hoping we'd be able to pump them into a compact machine and then just hide it all that way and get rid of it. Oh, also, I was told that I don't need this redstone torch here. The redstone torch is needed for if you have pipes set up. Like if I had the pressurized tube sitting here, it would turn the tube off so it can't pull anything out or put any of the fissile fuel and stuff in. But the redstone torch isn't necessary for this setup because this is going to turn on, trigger the piston. The observer is going to pulse, shut the system off, which will, once the temperature drops, turn the redstone off, drop the piston, bada bing, bada boom, we're good to go. So yeah, anyway. So now we need to worry about this. Okay, so we have to get this set up and do something with it. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to have to route pipes back to here because this is where we're going to set this up. And we're going to have the pipes come in, like, say here, because we're going to have a solar neutron activator and a PRC and the isotopic centrifuge and a PRC. So we're going to have pressurized tubes coming in here, or here and here, really. So we're going to have ultimate pressurized tube. You're going to have one come here. We're going to have one come here. And the isotopic centrifuge is going to sit here. And it will get power. Forgot this guy needs power. So we'll figure out power for him. And then this guy is going to be our solar neutron activator, which is going to require us to make HDPE sheets. But we should be able to. We have substrate, right? Yeah, so we just need to get a PRC with our oxygen. So let's go ahead home and do that. Because we have substrate. We have ethylene and we have the liquid substrate going on. We just need to process it into the HDPE sheets. So how do we do so? Well, we need to first off craft these HDPE pellets, and those are made in an enrichment chamber, and those create the HDPE sheets. How do we get the HDPE pellets? That is a PRC with ethylene and oxygen combined with substrate gets us HDPE pellets. We have oxygen being dumped here, so we can actually just pull that oxygen out, and we also have ethylene in here. So we can take the extra ethylene that we are producing here, because again, this isn't 100% super duper needed too much anymore. and get that going. Just trying to figure out what our best way to do this is, because we don't have access to any side of this at all, period. Nada. This PRC. So what could we do for that? Well, we could entangle both of these blocks. We can grab an entangled block. Didn't mean to throw it out into the world, but it's okay. And get our entangled binder. And we can just say, hey, over here on this side is going to be... What? No, just... Oh, I need to reset it. It's too far away. Haha, I get what it's saying. We're over the 32 line. So you are going to go here. You're going to go... You're going to be the electrolytic separator. You're going to be the other guy. And then we can just have the PRC sit here. Pressurized reaction chamber. Kick that off. You can sit here. And then we're going to bind you to here. And then we're going to bind you to here. And then we can, how do we want to do this? What's the best way for us to do this? We can say your gas output could be to the front as well. So where's the front? Here, output. Does that fill this up? And then you can receive gases on the back. But your front is probably over here, now that I think about it. No? You're not going to do the thing? Yeah. Ethylene output to the front. Output gas to the front. And this is gas ethylene, right? And you, gas input in the back. That really should work. Do I need to get a pipe to pull from this? Let's get a basic pressurized tube. No. No. Yes. Okay. So there, it's going out of there. So that is the front. If we do this, it filled up with ethylene. Okay, so it doesn't want to auto output, but it will do this. So what we need to do is move these around. It's because these maintain the orientation of the block that you picked. So let's do something like this. Let's put this here, and then this here, and then we have to give a little gap, I guess. Or we could do it like this. Oh man. This is just not going to look nice. No matter which way I do this, it's not going to look great. So let's just do it like this. Because we're going to have to get oxygen out of this into this, and we're going to have to get the ethylene out of this. And then we're going to also need to get the substrate. So let's just do like so. And then you can go like so. So you're going to get the ethylene, and then come back. Where did my atomic disassembler go? There we go. Okay, and then the PRC is going to get oxygen. You are going to output out of the top, the cyan slot. So gases, the top is going to be cyan. Maybe I need to do this again. Yes, there we go. And then bam. And then you can also accept gases from the top. Okay, but that should have worked. You have oxygen. It has the oxygen in there. Why don't you want to go in? Yeah, you're set to go to the top too. Bueller? Oxygen, ethylene. Does it have to be liquid ethylene? This does say liquid ethylene and flowing liquid ethylene. We're going to have to get liquid ethylene in this. Can I clear this out? You're going to be stuck with all this ethylene. How do I get this ethylene out? Does the gauge dropper work? Can I clear this? Yeah, shift click. There we go. Picked up all the ethylene. So this has to be liquid ethylene? Oh, goodness. So liquid ethylene is from a decondensator, so a rotary condensator. Okay, so we can put that. Let's get rid of that. We can put this here, and you will start getting liquid ethylene. Okay, so then you can output, reset everything. Yeah, you can get input from all sides for gases. Sure. Fluids, you're going to output to the front. And if we put the PRC here, you should get liquid ethylene. Yes. Okay, now you're getting liquid ethylene, which means we can set this to output to this side, which is its back. Goodness gracious, this is becoming a mess. Outputs to the back and clear the top. And then doo-doo. Okay. And you're getting oxygen and liquid ethylene. Okay, so now it's working. It's working fine. And you are full of ethylene, but you ran out of power. That's why you're not running. So we need to get power to both of these guys. And then the last thing we need is to get the substrate that we have here. So let's get another entangled block. Entangled. Could we have set this up in a better way so that we didn't have to do all of this? Absolutely. 100% we could have. Did we though? No, we did not. Let's put this here. We're going to bind to here, to there. Oops. We're going to bind here to there. Wow, that renders really weird, don't it? And then we can logistical transporter. Logistical. We don't need anything fancy. Basic will be fine. From there, and then configurator, and you'll pull substrate into there, which should then produce the stuff that we need. But why? Oh yeah, you ran out of power again. Lastly, we need not ultimate logistical, not you. Where are my universal cables? Here we go. We can put this here and then get a flux point. And again, remember, we're going to need flux dust at some point, but we'll get there. We'll get it going. Output network, you are HDPE prod, and bada bing, bada boom, we have HDPE going in because liquid ethylene is coming through, and we have everything going. It doesn't look, honestly, it doesn't look terrible. I'm not gonna lie. It's not the absolute worst setup. Stopped me from having to set up extra machines. We're just gonna use the output of all of this. And since this is still on dumping excess, that's fine because this oxygen is gonna come here, and then anything the extra that's produced is just gonna get dumped there. That's good. The ethylene should be able to keep up the production just fine. Like, honestly, we could even turn this gas burning generator off. It's not necessary at all, but we'll keep it on just for the backup power, just in case we end up ultimately needing it. Because like right now we're inputting at 72,000, but that's just because it's all going into our induction matrix, which can hold 3 trillion power. But there we go. So we got the HDPE pellets going. So then we just need to enrich them. Now, are these used for anything else? Rods and sheets. And if you enrich them, you get 3-to-1, or it is 8-to-1. So we're definitely going to enrich them. Are these rods used for anything? Plastic is used to make a pipe wrench. It looks like they Okay, so plastic is a stick. So we don't need to do anything with these rods. So we're just going to go ahead and get a enrichment chamber and have those automatically turn into sheets, and then we can import into the system. So an enrichment chamber, I got that on craft apparently. Do, 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 do. Bam. We can set this guy up here. You can items output to the right, auto eject, and you will automatically start, but you're going to run out of power quickly. Let's get an ender chest and we'll just import these into the system. And universal cable. That's you. Ender chest. And bada bing, we're done. Okay. And then items eject to the top. There we go. Now, upgrades for sure. Bam, bam, bam. What do I have? I have 3 unique machines over here. Whether they're going to accept any gas upgrades, who knows? Nothing ever does except gas upgrades. I never win when it comes to gas upgrades. Okay, and then speed. We could speed up this guy too if we were to make it a factory, but I don't know if that's really necessary. And the only thing that could probably use gas, PRC, nope. And I doubt the deconcentrator does either. So no gas upgrades for us today. As always, that seems to be the way that it works. Tangled binder can go away. You can go away. You can go away. You can go in my backpack. And we should be getting HDPE sheets at a pretty decent rate. We don't need a lot of them. So let's go ahead and grab HDPE sheets. We're going to throw these into a drawer down here, which is probably going to be our last drawer, to be honest with you, until I go and set up more drawers. Yeah, that's it. And there we go. And then everything should be going into the drawer now. Is it wasteful having it go into a drawer and then just running constantly? Absolutely. Same thing with our lithium dust, but does it matter? Not really. We have infinite resources. If this wasn't an infinite resource kind of world, I would definitely change that up, but and set up like a detector on here to limit it. But I don't have refined storage up here, and I don't feel like setting everything up. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Anyway, that allows us to now make the solar neutron activator. Yeah, activator. So then we should be good to go with this. Now, what are we waiting on for here? Structural glass, apparently. We don't need any of this stuff anymore because it doesn't work for us. So, darn. Okay, let's go to our reactors area. We'll get this placed down, and the next episode we'll work on processing all of this stuff. So you are going to sit... Oh, I always forget with the solar neutron activator. What is the input? What is the output? Also, I don't want ultimate pressurized tubes on these. I'm going to get a bunch of basics. We don't need to have that much buffer sitting around. Because remember, each one of these, it's going to run from here over to there. It's 512 buckets of nuclear waste. We don't need that much of a buffer sitting inside of these pipes. So we're going to use the basic pressurized tubes for this just to, make it a little better. At least for our buffer wise. If what I'm saying makes sense. So we're going to put basics here in here. And I always forget, does this input from the bottom and then output to the front? Or does it input to the front and output to the bottom? I imagine it's going to input to the bottom. So that's how I'm going to set it up. Well, if we have to figure it out, if we have to break stuff to get it working later, we will. What I do want is a daytime sensor or a daylight sensor. Yeah, that's what it's called. A daylight detector. And then do you just output a redstone signal? Like if I were to put redstone dust, is that how this works? And when it's daytime, it emits a redstone signal? Never used it before. Let's go home and go to sleep and see if that's how that works. Too far away. Not anymore. Whoosh. Okay. So you just emit a redstone signal? You do. Okay. Is that like a time? Maybe it is. Yeah, that's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or how much light. Oh, what does right clicking do? Turn it into a nighttime sensor? Interesting. Because what I want to do is I want this to run during the day so you can run with a redstone signal and then you run without a redstone signal. I believe inverted runs without a redstone signal. So when there's no redstone signal, this will run. So this will run at night. This will run at day. Make sense? Let's get a flux point for this whole setup here, and we'll just drop it on top of the this guy. Bam, and then I'll run universal cables to all these to the back because we're going to have other machines sitting here. But that's going to be it for this episode. So in between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and run all the piping that we need for these 2 machines. I'll see if that daylight sensor thing is going to work for us. I hope so. That actually just thought of it, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe daylight sensor will work to switch these on and off. We'll see. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I just want to point out how comically large this atomic disassembler is, by the way. Like, just in your hand, it is a massive tool. Yeah, massive tool. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.